So the setup crews for Celebrate Light, when you arrive, the trailer and the van will be on the gravel parking lot. On one side we'll have all of the light sculptures, the other side we have all of the inflatables. The inflatables have numbers that correspond with flags on the field. So all of the inflatables, once you come onto the field, you're going to be going to the left and you'll see flags that correspond with those. We'll set out all of the tubs and then go ahead and bring the wagon back and get another load of tubs. The most time-consuming thing for setup is the inflatables. So we're going to need the majority of our folks doing that. On the inflatables, there is a zipper close to the fan. So the first thing you'll do, you'll pull it out of the tub, you'll zip up that zipper. Some of them have more than one zipper, but that will get you started by doing that one zipper. And then as you inflate it, there are already stakes in the ground. Pull those up if you need to and thread them through either the little rope or the little anchors. Put them to a good position for you, but the stakes that are out there should be pretty close to where you need them. Please watch out for ants. We've had a lot of rain recently. Just get the inflatable oriented and in a good place, and then move on to the next inflatable. On the light sculptures, those go out to the front of the field closer to 1093, and when we take those out, just be careful as we're carrying them out so that we don't knock any bulbs off. We'll take them out to the front. We put them in the ground. There are wires that come off the front and back of most of the pieces. There are stakes in the ground. Again, be careful of the stakes so we don't trip on them. Watch out for ants. And just putting those pieces out there, the flags indicate what pieces go where. So the shepherds and the sheep are closest to the church. Mary, Joseph, Jesus, the cow and donkey are by the stable, and then the wise men are by the camel. That takes care of all of that, and then at the end of the night, we'll just pack it all up back in the trailer. All right, thanks. Thank you for being part of the hospitality team for Celebrate Light. Just a few minor adjustments this year, some updates. So when people arrive to the tent, the first table they'll come to, like we've done in the past, is the registration portion of the night. And so we have the registration card, we have a box with plenty of cards and pens, and we'll have one card per group. We'll also need somebody at that table that's just doing a head count with just tally marks for the number of people that have come through each night. When they register, we'll have them fill out the card. We'll have these signs taped onto the table so that people will just be aware of what the rules are. And so we've asked them to, for their safety, no running, stay on the pathway, and also children stay with parents at all times. If we can verbalize that and not just count on them reading it, that will help us out. We also have some signs that we have placed out in the soccer field that remind folks. And then also let them know kind of what they're going to be doing. So there's going to be a map that's taped to the table. The tent is right here. And so as they come onto the soccer field, they will take an immediate left. When they do that, they'll go through tunnel number 1. That takes them through all of that. When they get through there, they'll go through tunnel number 2, and they can go through the rest of it. So just when they come in, take a left, go through tunnel number 1, tunnel number 2, and then remind them of the hayride, that is also available to them. Then we also have one other thing. We have these snowflake glasses, and these are really targeting kids, so kind of 5th grade and under. If somebody else asks for them, we'll give them to them. We don't have enough for every single person to have glasses, but just trying to make it a little more fun for the kids. And so if you see kids, you can just ask them if they like to wear some snowflake glasses, and it's just when they look at the lights, then they can kind of see snowflakes that appear. We're not going to put all of those out the first night. We just put a portion out to be sure that we have enough for the whole event. At the end of that, the row of tables underneath the tent is where we'll have the cocoa. And so we'll have a team that's heating up the water and making cocoa. The cocoa is in packets, and so we're pouring those into cups. We have a mixture of cups. The HEB cups are larger than the other cups. And so the typical cups that we've used are 12 ounce. If you're using the HEB cups, you'll see they have red, and they have a lot more decoration on them, red and green. But when we do those, only fill them about half full or just slightly above half full. Otherwise, they'll be way too diluted and the cocoa won't taste very good, okay? We do have lids for all of the cocoa. We're putting out roughly 300 packets a night, which should be more than what we need. That's the game plan for the hospitality. There will also be a walkie-talkie at the hospitality table, and that is just so we can kind of communicate with the other areas, the other teams We're going to have 5 walkie-talkies throughout the area during the night, but just want to have that so we have free communication for any needs or any questions that we may have. All right, thanks. Thank you for being part of the traffic team. We have a minimum of 3 people that will be a part of that team. As we started last year, we are not doing any parking on the gravel parking lot right by Celebrate Light. And that's just for safety, that since we have added the hayride, we're keeping that space open for the trailer and the truck to pull through. And so people are walking from the paved lot over to where Celebrate Light is. One of the people we have will be a driver for our golf cart, and so they can run people back and forth. We're looking for, really looking for folks who are elderly or maybe just a little slow moving, trying to make it a little bit easier on them. Anybody can certainly anybody can ride on the golf cart. Just be sure that they're all in before you take off, and take your time getting over to the field. If it looks like someone does have mobility issues, that they're just not going to be able to participate unless they're driven through, then we can offer to drive them through Celebrate Light, just taking our time as we do that, and just being aware of other people who are on the path. The second and third people are more than likely is going to be positioned closer to the entrance where the gravel parking lot. We're going to have that coned off, so that's really not for through traffic, but they can be making sure nobody uses that space. And then the third person just out there with the second person, or maybe out in the paved parking lot, just giving directions so people know when they come in that they need to park in the paved space out in front of the church, or also just to answer any other questions they may have about the event. All right, we do have reflective vests that you can pick up, and then I believe we have a couple of traffic wands to make you be a little bit more visible out there. We will have one person with a walkie-talkie with you at the traffic area, so as we are winding down for the night, you can communicate. We have 5 walkie-talkies on the field or throughout the area, so let's just try to keep the walkie-talkie traffic specific for instructions. Okay, thanks. So here at Celebrate Light, you see the tent in the background, and also behind that is a field. And then right over here is where we will have the hayride. And so there'll be cones here when you arrive. And as people, we'll have people line up for the hayride, and we will have 2 people on the trailer, one operating the MP3 player. That'll be towards the front. And then at the back of the trailer, we'll have someone else there for safety, just to be sure everybody's staying seated, that everybody's on the trailer. Anytime we move, we want to be sure that it's clear. We will have a walkie-talkie on the trailer, have a walkie-talkie in the cab of the pickup. And so before the truck moves, they check with the trailer to be sure that everybody's clear, we're good to go, and then they'll be able to take off. The hayride takes us to the back soccer field, and we want to keep everybody seated. There's music that's playing, there's MP3 player that has tracks specific for the hayride, and I'll give instructions to whoever's operating that each night. But then when everybody returns, then they can get off the trailer and we'll load up the next group. All right, thanks.